Good morning. Welcome to the Now's Rocket Morning Review. 1 week anniversary. Kind of cool. I'm a little bit late because a fellow was silly. There was a fellow in a game who paused it and then just left. He just left. I have a sneaking suspicion that I was beating him and he didn't like that. And he was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to pause it and leave. Anyway, I unpaused it and he's probably sad now. That's too bad. So, hey, talking about the week. I just came out of that game, so I hadn't really thought about this a whole lot yet. But that's okay, because we have data. We have data this week. Check this out. 2 seconds. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Some data. That's the side, right? That's the side. All right. We're going to look at where we've been in the last week. Actually, we're going to refresh this page because it may have updated with today, which would be good. This is SC2 Replay Stats, if you're not familiar with it. It's a really dope site. It's got a lot of good information on it. And you can set a lot of... You can look up like anything, right? So we're going to be looking at the last... Oh, I didn't save my layout. I had made a layout for this. All right. Technical difficulties. I had made a layout for this, and it had all this information that I wanted, but I didn't save it. Anyway, we're going to look at the last 7 days right now. Spending quotient average is down. I don't fully understand what spending quotient is, but as I understand it, the higher the number, the better. I think it's a calculation on how much money you're making versus how much money you're spending, I believe. Something like that. It's supposed to be calculating efficiency. If anyone in the chat is aware of what it is specifically, feel free to let me know. Games, you know, usual, this is probably Friday. Weekend Spike, pretty standard business. MMR is the one that we are interested in, and you will probably find that that is... Oh, that's the last 30 days. That's looking okay. Last 7 days, we're sitting super even. Well, we're actually at our all-time high right now. That's kind of cool. 28.96. So we are like right there at the edge of the plat, which maybe we'll do today. Actually, it's a holiday. It's Labor Day. And so I can probably just either grind out Plat 2 today or get a really good story about how much I hate Protoss for tomorrow morning. Okay, last 24 hours, we had a really good session yesterday. Yesterday we talked about the transition to learning more Army, learning more Army positioning, Army... Well, not a ton of composition, more so just using the Army that we have. And a big part of this was the introduction of Lurkers and the introduction of the second Army button so that we can micro the Lurkers and the Hydralisks and whatever else we have independently. It took a little bit of tries to get this going proper, but... Oh, I'm not quite centered perfectly. Yeah, we'll turn this off for a second. We'll turn this off. Okay. It took a couple of tries, like a few games, to get it going, but in the training fields of 2s, I think I finally... Actually, it was 4s. In teams, which is a good practice ground, I finally started to get the hang of it, and it is super, super powerful. I had a bit of a problem previously where I wasn't wrapping my head around how to use Lurkers, but they're just siege tanks. They're just like little spiky siege tanks that go underground. And when I started thinking about that, it was great. You just think about them as like area denial, but so versatile with the Hydra combo because you can throw the Hydra as like kiting people back into them, or alternatively making them not take the fight, or making them use scans or whatever by just controlling the battlefield is incredibly powerful. Obviously, I'm still very new to it. I have a lot to learn about how it works, but it's starting to make a pretty big difference in a lot of games, especially against mech. It has been very effective. Actually, against Terran in general, it's been very effective. Protoss is always a challenge. They just have such, good splash and easy detection. But I also haven't had a ton of games against Protoss where I've gotten the opportunity to use them. All in all, though, I'm feeling very good about it. I think this is definitely one of those things that will push things to the next level. I think that there will be my MMR will probably stabilize at a much nicer number now that I'm starting to get into thinking about the fights and everything more. As always, I still need to consider the macro game, keep everything going in my bases. I'm certainly trying. I think I'm getting better with injects. I think I'm still floating a lot of money. I get a little bit greedy with bases. I wonder if there's stats in here that I can find to look up like how many bases I have and how many workers I have. I feel like I have a tendency to start expanding before I need to. I'm just grabbing extra bases and not saturating everything, which is probably not good. That's probably a situation where macro hatch would be the crutch that we want to use. Instead of putting hatcheries out in the middle of nowhere to get destroyed, we put them back at home to give us larvae and expand once everything is properly saturated. I wonder, this is just a random question, I don't know if there's anything to this, but I wonder if there's some kind of like weird like multi-mining situation. Like what if you put 2 hatcheries in a base and just like mined the hell out of it? Like 2 hatcheries at a distance. Now that wouldn't make any sense because saturation is 100% uptime on mining, so you couldn't have more than that. Okay, doesn't work. I think that's really about it. You know, it has been 1 week of doing this, which is kind of cool. It's nice to have a little log of everything. I think the numbers are going to be a good addition. I think maybe we'll get a little like a scroll thingy, you know, stock ticker kind of deal. See where things are going, how things are moving. But at the moment, I think everything is all right. We're just stuck in that cursed edge of rank position right now. We might be there for a little bit longer, but you know, that's the way she goes. So with that, I will say thank you for stopping by. We're going to get back into some more games. It feels so nice, hey, like Monday morning, almost 9 o'clock. And I'm just going to play more games. I'm just going to play more games because it's Labor Day. I don't know what Labor Day is. I think it's like a union thing. Or maybe it's one of those holidays they made up because there wasn't a holiday for a while and they were like, we need more holidays. Which I totally agree with, by the way. Anyway, this is becoming a bit of a tangent. Thanks for coming. Have an excellent day. Play a lot of StarCraft. Don't do any labor, right? This is what today's about. It's about not doing any labor. It's about playing StarCraft. Have a good one.